Good morning, brush monkeys. We're back, and this week we're starting in on Small World Galladon, from Reaper Miniatures. His little chibi wizard. I'm really kind of digging how he looks, and I think he's going to be a lot of fun to paint. A lot of them is going to be done contrast paints. I've got some flesh tones set aside for him. I've got white and gray for his for his hair and beard, Basilicum gray for his robes and hat, Blood Angel's red for the little band on his hat, just to give him a little bit of color. The little dragon head on the end of his staff is going to be gold with Reichland flesh shade and some golden griffin highlights. Staff is going to be wildwood, of course. His belt is snakebite leather. He's got a little pouch there too. There's going to be snakebite leather. I'm going to use skeleton horde on his scroll, and I've got a couple of micron pens set aside to do some calligraphy on there. So I think it's going to look really spiff when it's done. And I've got 3 shades of green set aside for his eyes. If you remember Monique from last week, I did a tutorial on how to do the anime eyes. I'm going to do the same kind of thing on him with green, and I think it's going to look really spiffy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause here and get started on him, and then we'll come back and see how he looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, as you can see, I made some progress on our boy here. We got his skin done, got his eyes done. If I can zoom in on those eyes a little bit, you can see I kind of got his pupils a little big, so it sort of makes it look like his eyes are blown, like he's seeing the mysteries of the universe, or he's, trying out some mushrooms for a spell. And also glaze the end of his nose and under his eyes with very thin Carroburg crimson, just to kind of give him the illusion that maybe Galladon's a little fond of his drink. But also based his hair and his beard and his eyebrows for the apothecary white. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit, and then we'll come back and do the apothecary white on him, and it'll tone down that bright white color. It's not going to be that white. It's going to look kind of gray. But yeah, so far, I think the skin tone came out pretty good on those guys. The skin and the eyes, I'm pretty happy with those. For the eye recipes, that's the same. If you watched the Small World Monique video last week that had the tutorial on how to paint anime eyes, it's the same thing I did on this guy. I just did them in greens. I used Scale 75's Fantasy Games line Slimer Green for the mid-tone. The light tone was Warboss Green from Citadel, and then the dark green was Vallejo Game Color Extra Opaque Heavy Black Green. And then, yeah, just dotted in the pupils with black, and because I did the dots on Monique on the right-hand side of the eye, I did the little shine dots on the left side on this guy, just to make him a little bit different. But I think he came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with him. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and let that white dry, and then we'll come back and do the apothecary white and see how he looks, and then we'll carry on with the rest of them. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, we're back, and I've gotten his hair and beard done. See, it's the apothecary white over the white looks really good. So next up is his hat and robes, which are both going to be Basilicum gray with a Dawnstone dry brush. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and get started on that. As you know, the Dawnstone, the Basilicum gray contrast paint is going to take a little while to dry. So I'm going to put it on over everything, and then we'll take a break and come back and take a look at it when it's done. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, so I've got the Basilicum gray down on this guy, and I noticed a couple of things while I was working. One, his robe has these cuffs right here, which I noticed the Basilicum gray didn't quite cover where the flesh kind of slopped over, so I'm going to have to go over that. I'm going to go over that with Gray Seer on both of them. and same with his hat band once the Basilicum Gray dries. And then all of that is going to be the Blood Angel's Red. I'm going to trim his robe in Blood Angel's Red. So I think that'll look really, really cool for starters. The other thing I noticed is that his cloak here was a separate piece from his robes. Try to keep it on camera here, sorry. His cloak is a separate piece from the robe. So I went over that with Black Templar contrast paint. So when that dries, I'm going to highlight the robe with Corvus Black. And then, like I said, I'm going to go over the trim and the hat band with Gray Seer before I paint it with the Blood Angel's Red. And I think that'll help it pop and make it really stand out. Also, he's got a little belt pouch here on this side. His belt, and then he's got a belt pouch and like another belt pouch. Looks like he's got two belt pouches, like one over the other on this side. And I'm going to paint all of that with Wraithbone before I go over it with the snakebite leather to kind of help that stand out and pop a little more too. But yeah, overall I think he's coming out really well. I'm really happy with him. I went ahead and did the flagstones in Basilicum Gray as well, because I mean they're going to be painted that color anyway. Might as well just go ahead and do it now while I'm doing the Basilicum Gray. And then he's got a shoe sticking out right there that I think when I do the belt and belt pouches, I'm going to go ahead and do that one in Wraithbone as well. And then so he'll have a leather shoe there too, and snakebite leather. So overall, I'm really happy with how this guy is coming out. I think he looks really spiffy. And once the Basilicum Gray dries, then we'll get on with the rest of it. All right, so I'm going to take a little break and let that dry, and then we'll come back and take a look. See you soon. Bye. All right, I've got his robes and his hat dry brushed, as you can see, and I've also got the hat band and the cuffs of his robe done up in the Gray Seer, and the scroll, his little belt pouch thingies, and his belt all done in wildwood. So I got basing for the snakebite leather. The scroll here is going to be skeleton horde, along with some calligraphy done on it. So, oh, and I got his cloak layered with the Corvus Black. So that's looking really spiff. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Blood Angel's Red and the snakebite leather and whatnot. The last three contrast paints. Well, not last three. I got wildwood left to do on a staff here. But I'm going to go ahead and do the red, and then we'll come back and take a look at it, and then we'll do the leather and then the scroll. Okay? So, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so I got those colors done, and he's looking pretty spiff. I really like how that Blood Angel's Red looks against the dark gray of his robes and whatnot. I think that looks fantastic. I'm really happy with it. I also went ahead and did the snakebite leather on the scroll here. Get a little bit of coffee staining. With some washes like this, you kind of have to keep them moving to avoid stuff like that. But see, I got a lot of it on the back. Fortunately, while it's still wet, it's still fairly easy to move stuff around and fix it. There we go. It's just there. There we go. Okay. So now when that dries, we'll do the calligraphy on it. In the meantime, we've just got his staff and this little dragon head thing up here to go on. I decided, since I was doing the dragon head in greedy gold, that I wanted to have a good solid foundation for the gold on there. So I've got the Reaper Master Series Paints Palomino Gold, which is kind of a yellowish brown. It's sort of like, I bought this to replace the Citadel's Averland Sunset. So I'm going to paint that on there first, and then we'll paint the gold over it and get it looking really spiff, and dry brush it with the Golden Griffin here to make it look really spiff. And then I decided, just for an added little touch on those two little eyes there, I'm going to paint those with the Army Painter Gemstone. And then I'll paint the Actually, I may paint the base of the staff the same way. And then the staff itself will be wildwood. So he's coming along really nicely. I really like how he's turning out so far. Got a lot of character in that face. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and let those contrast paints dry, and then we'll come back and continue on. All right? See you soon. Bye. All right, made some more progress on our guy here. While I was painting him, I realized that he had these two little tassels hanging off the pouches on the side of his belt. So I went ahead and painted those red just to stand him out from the robe again. I based and painted the gold, and you can see I painted the staff. And you can see what I mean by the Palomino gold really helping that greedy gold to pop. That really looks really nice and bright and golden there. I'm going to give the gold a shade wash of Reichland Flesh Shade before I dry brush it with the Golden Griffin and paint the eyes on there. I also painted the little buttons on his robe gold, and I did the illumination on his scroll with the micron pens. I need to get a red micron pen for things like the little pentagram I drew on there. You can barely see it, but yeah. See if I can zoom in. Boom, pentagram. I love how far this camera can zoom in. Like playing with that. But yeah, it's coming along pretty well. I really like how that the micron pens work for scrolls and books and things like that. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen me doing this before. So I'm going to go ahead and let the gold dry before I put the shade wash on it, and I think that'll really help bring out all that detail. And then I'm going to shade wash it and dry brush it, and then paint the eyes with the metallic red, so you'll be able to see how it's done. So I'm going to do one more update before he's completely done, because really all we got left to do is that and the basing on him. And the basing is mostly done because of the basilicum gray there. A couple little spots to touch up. But yeah. So, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so I've just about finished up our guy here. I got the dragon head painted and dry brushed. You can see how that shade wash and the dry brush really makes it pop. It really makes all those details pop. I painted his eyes with the gemstone. I also went ahead and painted these little orbs on around the base of the staff with the same color. Just because I felt I needed a little more color. It was a little plain by itself. I also painted his teeth with shining silver from Army Painter, just to make them stand out a little bit. And I think the dragon's head looks pretty spiffy. So, all told, I'd say this guy's just about done. I just have to paint his base and base band here. So, I think the next time you see this guy, he's going to be completely done. So, see you soon. Bye. Alright, and there he is, ladies and gentlemen, our finished Small World Galladon from Reaper Miniatures. I'm really happy with how this guy came out. I think he looks really good. I love painting chibi miniatures. We got one more next week, and then we'll move on to something else. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below. I think it's over on that side. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. New videos post mostly on Fridays. The regularly scheduled ones post on Fridays, but you know, if something comes up, I'll post something anytime. So go check that out. Click like, click subscribe. Both of those help with my YouTube numbers. If you want to rock some of the Fly Monkey merch, like a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodies, masks, whatever, go check out our merch store at storefrontier.com/FlyMonkeyStudios. If you want to support me in other ways, there's my Amazon wish list. feel free to check that out. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook accounts. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.